hold hands. You can hold hands. Well, aloha. My name is Kelehua, and it is a privilege and an honor to be here with you on your beautiful, beautiful Hawaiian wedding day, James and Lilia. And thank you for all of you who've joined us afar. You're with us in spirit and here. I'd like to begin with an oli aloha. It's a welcome chant in Hawaiian language, and I'll explain its meaning and its significance in just a moment. Akahae'ena Hawaii, lo kahi aku like, olu olu kamana'o, ha'a kou kulana, ahonui alana kila, aloha e, aloha e. With that, I'd like to add a word of blessing, or pule, as we say in Hawaiian. E ko makua I loko o ka lani, e mahalo ka ko yaʻoe no keia lā, a me na poʻe a pau, e olu e hoʻomaikai ʻoe, keia kane a me kia wahine ma ko laua male ana, ke na noi haʻahaʻa nei ka kono na puʻuwai ma kaukau mau, e haʻawi I ke aloha nui, ma kainoa o koma makua a me Iesu a me kaʻu hane malele. Amene. Well, I want to talk about a word that is so special and very appropriate for why we're here. And this word is so important in the Hawaiian culture, but it can be shared and shown anywhere in the world. And I hope that in the time that you've been here that you've experienced it and that you can take it home with you. And there's actually a place with the same name in Oregon, so I'm sure you can guess what word I'm talking about. Aloha. And we learned that it means hello, goodbye, greetings, and I love you. But the meaning that I want to share today is very special and appropriate for why we're here and for what we're celebrating. So if you take the word and you split it almost in half, alo means to stand face to face, sharing something with someone that you love. Ha is your breath, your life, your spirit. And later in the ceremony, the honi honi, or the Hawaiian kiss, is so special because it's the sharing of your breath, your life, your love with this person that you've come so very far with. The word aloha can be broken down a little further also, and each letter in the word stands for a word in the Hawaiian language that has to do with what love is all about. And so, to begin, I chanted the oli aloha, and in it explains 5 key pieces that you've no doubt used along your journey to get here today. And I'm hoping that these resonate with you when you think about each other. The first A stands for akahai, or kindness. That's where love begins. So if we go back to when you very first met, I would imagine that among the many qualities you noticed and were attracted to and found fascinating, one of those was kindness, akahai. The L stands for lokahi, or unity, togetherness, and that's how love survives and endures over time. The O for olu olu, or gentleness and compassion, and the H for ha'aha'a, or humility. The last A stands for ahonui. In the last line of the chant said, ahonui ala nakila. With patience comes the victory. And the two of you stand here today victorious. Regardless of where you've been, how long or bumpy the road may or may not have been, nothing will be the same after today. You'll always have this person standing by your side, holding your hand and walking you through whatever season life may bring. And as we have just come to discover, we knew a little before, but now we really know, life brings some pretty incredible seasons. Some that we look back upon fondly and remember, and others that kind of knock us on our side and make us go, what just happened? And yet here you are in 2021, standing next to your best friend, saying, I do, I choose you. And the neat thing is that you get to make that choice. We don't get to choose our families. Families are something that we're given, children gifted, but our spouse we get to choose with free will, with intention, with purpose. And you stand here today doing exactly that. And what I want you to do is I want you to turn toward your bride, and I'm going to take your flowers, okay? So you're going to turn toward her. You're going to stay facing that way. Good. And I want you to tune out everything around you. Here in Hawaii, we receive a lot of rain, and it's what makes everything so green, so lush, so beautiful. And as you pass by the Ko'olau Mountains, you know what I mean. And also, you come from a beautiful, beautiful place as well. And the rain is important. And the reason I talk about that is this. When you come to points in your relationship and in life where it's rainy, when the road is a little bumpier than normal, the path a little windier, you remember that you just have to get through the rainy times to get to the most beautiful parts of your relationship with one another, where suddenly you look at this person that stands before you and you realize how much stronger and how much wiser you've become, how much more love, peace, patience, kindness, understanding, maybe even a bit more self-control that you've gained, as well as never to be forgotten. And those are all the fruits of the Spirit. Grace, mercy, and forgiveness, right? And last, but absolutely not least, a greater sense of humor. So the ability to laugh, especially at yourself, but also with one another. And with each year, you're laughing more and more and more. And the ability to practice those two words that sometimes are challenging to get out for some of us, some of our personalities, those being, I'm sorry. And when you are on the receiving end of those words, to be able to extend that grace, that mercy, that forgiveness that I was talking about. That's okay, babe, we got this, moving forward. And all together, because of the rain, you're just stronger and better together. And what I want you to do is to take a brief walk down memory lane as I ask you to think back to the very first day that your journey together started. I want you to remember the first time that you saw this person's face, how you felt. I want you to think back to your very first date, where you went, what you ordered, what you wore, what they wore, all those fun details. I want you to think about this one. How about your very first kiss and who leaned in first? I want you to think back to the moment you felt your heart choose this person to give your life to, the moment that you were sure, and that exciting moment when you knew that your partner was sure also. They're choosing you back. I want you to think back to every beautiful, amazing moment that led you to this very spot right here on this beautiful beach where the sand is beneath your feet, the turquoise water behind you, that perfect island trade wind through your hair, the trees dancing above, and the sun shining warmly down on your perfect day. In Hawaiian culture, we honor our loved ones with lei for every special occasion. So birthdays, retirements, promotions, graduations, all of it. And of course for weddings. And so what I want you to do is to join your hands in between your lei, just like that, but in between your lei. Okay, all four hands. And I want you to look at your lei for just a moment. Each seed and shell and nut and flower that go into a lei represent the things that make you special and unique. And these are the things that you fell in love with each other for. The things that make you laugh and make you cry and sigh and giggle, and the things that excite you. And as you present your lei, what you're saying to this person is, I give you everything that I have and everything that I am. And I thank you for accepting me, for exactly who and exactly how I am, for knowing who I am, for knowing the real me. You're saying, for knowing the intimate me that others don't get to know, and the things that make me exactly who I am. And as what I'd like to do is to bless your lei with our pikai ceremony. And the reason that I've gotten water from the ocean is because, yeah, there are places on the island where fresh water from the ko'olau behind us flows down and it mixes with the salt water. And the Hawaiians would go there for healing and for purification. And so I would love the privilege and the honor of blessing your past, your present, and to a beautiful, beautiful future. And in true Hawaiian fashion, I want you to present your lei to each other. So you're going to take turns, place it over one another's head and neck, and then give each other a kiss on the cheek. Okay? Yes. And as you take each other's hands, I want you to repeat after me your Hawaiian vows. I'm going to go very slow and you're going to say these exact words to each other at the same time, right? You're going to say, oh, and I want to, us girls, we got to get each other. I'm going to pull your hair up. So pretty. Okay. So these are the words you're going to speak to each other at the same time. You're going to say, e ia au,
E ya ao.
Oh, yeah.
e ia oi,
E
Ya
ya
ho.
oi.
I ka,
Ika.
I ka.
ho'i ho,
Eho.
Ho i ho.
ke aloha.
Keoaha.
Ke aloha.
No kau,
No ko.
No kau.
a kau,
Au ko.
Au kau.
e kipa mai. E kipa mai.
E people mai.
E pipa mai.
Ke aloha. Ke
Ke-
aloha.
Ke awaha.
Ke aloha.
The last line says, aloha vau,
Aloha bao.
Aloha bao.
ya oi.
Ya oi.
Ya oi.
Very good. Do you want to know what you said?
Yes.
What did we say?
Yes. What did
It
you
sounds
say?
like very romantic. and,
I think so. It says you're saying to each other, e iao, here I am. E iao oi, and here you are. I ka ho'i ho ke aloha, as we are surrounded by our love. No kaua kau for all of time. E kipa mai ke aloha. Let us remember to invite love back in. And aloha vau ya oi means, for it is you that I love. Okay. Well, what I'd love for you to do is I want you, James, to take the ring that is going to go on Lilia's hand. Okay, and with your left hand, James, you're going to hold on to her ring.
On the right, on the left.
Well, his left hand, and you're going to take off this glove. Yep. Perfect. And then I want you to bring your hand forward and down, so come this way. Just toward, I'm going to guide you. And then with your left hand, yep, you're going to place the ring halfway on her finger. Perfect. And then tilt your hand a little bit this way because you're showing that off. Yep. It's so beautiful. And I would love the privilege and the honor of blessing
Oh, absolutely.
the past, the present, and to a beautiful, beautiful future. And I want you to repeat after me. As you look at your bride, you're going to say to her, this vow is my promise,
This vow is my promise,
and this ring my gift of love for you,
and this ring my gift of love to you,
with all that I have
with all that I have
and all that I am.
and all that I am.
I promise to always
I promise you always,
be faithful and honest,
faithful and honest,
patient and kind.
patient and kind.
I will believe in you.
I will believe in you.
I will believe in us,
I will believe in us,
because love never fails.
because love never fails.
Wherever our paths take us,
Wherever our paths take us,
we go together
we go together.
for all of my days.
For all of my days,
I give myself to you.
I give myself to you.
You're going to place the ring all the way on her finger. And now, Lilia, you're going to take the ring that's going to go on James's hand. And with your right hand, you're going to take his ring. And you're going to place it halfway on his hand. Perfect, his finger. And then just tilt it, your hand to the side, just like that. Perfect. And I would love to bless the past, the present, and to a beautiful, beautiful future. And I want you to repeat after me. As you look at your groom, you're going to say to him, this vow is my promise,
This vow is my promise,
and this ring my gift of love for you.
and this ring my gift of love for you,
With all that I have
with all that I have,
and all that I am,
and that all that I am.
I promise to always
I promise to always
be faithful and honest,
be faithful and honest,
patient and kind.
patient and kind.
I will believe in you.
I will believe in you.
I will believe in us.
I will believe in us.
Because love never fails.
Because love never fails.
Wherever our paths take us,
Wherever our paths take us,
we go together.
we go together.
For all of my days,
For all of my days,
I give myself to you.
I give myself to you.
You're gonna place the ring all the way on his finger. Well, what I'd like to do is to open the dance floor so that you can either stare at one another or dance as Henry plays you a beautiful, famous love song.
This is
Oh, we're gonna dance?
I've waited for.
I love you.
Love you too.
Those are beautiful vows. Huh?
Yes.
Everybody's watching us.
Yeah.
Will be rain.
We're married
Nice
now.
song. Beautiful.
And,
You.
The sweet, alone, oh, I will
married
love
now.
you longer.
you know we have mics on, right?
Promise me that you will never.
So beautiful. It's a beautiful day.
Here I now, dear. All my love I found here.
You're so beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Nice name.
Clouds
Goodness.
won't hide the sun. Blue skies are
Couldn't quite hold the tears
a
back.
white smile
They tried.
on this
Ooh.
your wedding day. I do love you
Like that song.
with all my heart.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so
In Hawaiian culture, sand is an important part, and as you can tell, we have quite a lot of it. Okay, and so what I like to do, we use the term one hanao, and it means sands of my birth, and it talks a little bit about where one is from and who they are, kind of like your land and how where you come from. You know, that's partly your identity, or where you plant your roots. And so what I like to do is to give you each a satchel of sand, and I want you to look at your sand for just a moment. And I want you to see that your sand is made of the same material, but each grain is unique and special, just as you are unique and special to each other. And kind of like we talked about with the lei. And so what I want you to do is to symbolically pour out your hearts to each other by opening your satchels, and at the same time you're going to pour your sand into this larger bag right here.
together.
Yeah?
Put them together.
No, just take this off, right? There we go. Perfect. Okay.
Let's put them together.
Mm-hmm. And your satchels will go right inside. Perfect. And I want you to close up your bag and take a look at your sand. Your individual sand has mixed, never to be separated again, just as you shall never be separated. And you'll have a bit of the beach to take home with you to remind you of your vows and your promises to one another on this beautiful, beautiful day. Okay? And so I'm gonna hold on to it because we've come to the most intimate and sacred part of the ceremony. This is the honi honi, the Hawaiian kiss, and this is where the word aloha truly comes from. So alo, to once again stand face to face. So you're going to stand toward Lilia and take each other's hands. Ha is your breath, your life, your spirit. And oftentimes around Polynesia, we see folks greet one another with the honi honi. So what I want you to do is gently place your foreheads and your noses together. You're going to close your eyes and just breathe. Ho'onani kamakua mau, keiki me ka'uhane no, ke akua mau, ho'omai ka'ipu, ko ke ia'au, ko ke lau, Amen. I want you to take a deep breath in and release. And as you stand back and look at each other, I have the most important question of the day to ask each of you. Lilia, do you take this man to be your husband, your partner, your best friend, and your most special companion all the days of your life?
I do.
James, do you take this beautiful woman to be your wife, your partner, your best friend, and your most special companion all the days of your life?
I do.
Then by the power vested in me here in the state of Hawaii, it is most certainly my privilege, my pleasure, and my honor to present you as husband and wife. You may kiss your bride.
There you go. Husband and wife. Thank you.
Congratulations.
You guys made it. You made it.
Oh,
congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you for everybody for coming. We love you, miss you. We'll be home soon.
Yeah, you want to say hi?
There, honey, do you have anything last to say to our guest?
Thank you so much.
Microphone's on him, so stay together.
Oh, stay together. And I need to.
Go ahead, say something.
I
ahead.
just want to thank you to all of you to make this event, wedding, possible. If it wasn't for all of you and my makeup person and
We're talking to the people that are in the Philippines and whatever. You're sitting.
my yeah
Okay.
and
Okay.
Live stream people are
yes, hi, my son Mike, Mark, Celine, and everybody, and John,
Yeah, and Chandler.
Chandler, and
Yeah.
my cousins, my brothers in the Philippines. Just say hi and thank you for watching. Thank you for being here, even though you guys are not here personally.
Thanks, you guys. Love you.
Thank you so much.
Aloha.
Love you.